The situation at Spurs is oh so wrong. It's all part of Phoenix and Levy's con. A world-class stadium, separate team. Spurs are winning nothing under this regime. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out. Intense of filling the coffers to the brim. The football forecast looks so grim. Spurs last cup win in 2008. Unlike a proper investment, it's what true fans hate. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out. Intent of filling their coffers to the brim. The football forecast looks so grim. Spurs last cup win in 2008. A lack of proper investment is what true fans hate. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out. Project Youth, just another Levy feast. Dismantling Spurs history piece by piece. The stadium just an entertainment hub. No true fan wanted this for our club. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out. Legendary film, Nick would turn in his grave if he knew how the owners now behave. Corporate greed and no success. We need to work together to get our club out of this mess. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out. Together we need to shout, Levy and Nick out.
It's magnificent to be in Europe, and this club, a club like Tottenham Hotspur, if we're not in Europe, we're nothing. Ain't that the truth? Right, let's get this off here. Would be a good start, wouldn't it, Iggs?
Big up, big up. What's happening? It's just the two of us today, guys. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Everyone's Bilbao bound. Everyone's just leaving England, leaving the UK, leaving wherever they are in the world.
Everyone's
and heading
literally
straight
gone.
to Bilbao. There he is.
There he is.
He's off to Bilbao.
He's on the plane. Don't know how they allowed him on the plane, but he's on the plane.
I don't know where he got his 1939 flag, you know. And it's like, what era is that flag from? Like, which era? It feels like centuries ago. But yeah, the boys are off to Bilbao. Not the only, many are making their way up there. Some of them are already there.
Yeah, I've seen loads.
How are you, JP? How are you?
I've seen loads of nice stories and stuff. I'm actually gutted that I'm not going, but one, I didn't have enough points, and two, because I'm traveling a bit later on to go. Like this year, we're going to pop to Egypt.
Yeah.
So I've had to kind of like to get a visa and stuff. I had to give my passport in. So I did that, like, I don't know, it takes 20 days or something like that. So I gave it in a little while ago. And then suddenly it was now, and it's like,
can I have it back, please? But do you know what? There's that they have said a lot of. I spoke to a few of the Spurs stewards, who I know one or two really well, and they've said, like, you know, the club have really encouraged not to travel if you don't have a ticket, but people nonetheless are traveling to it anyway, whether they have a ticket or not. They just want to be around it. They just want to be around it.
I did see something today saying that there is going to be like a fan park thing with big screens.
Well, that was the thing, that they were for long periods of it. I heard that they weren't going to do it because I don't know. I'm assuming, and it's only an assumption, that being that there's two English clubs there, they probably didn't want to set it up. But I think it's the right way. I think you should have a fan zone. Maybe keep, you know, one set of fans, the Man United fans, on one side of it, and Spurs fans on the other. Maybe that's a wise choice. But yeah, I think. Listen, then there's this fortune to be made, and you can't. You know, there's
money there. There's
in
drinks there.
alcohol. So,
There's drinks to be sold. There's food to be sold. There's
exactly. And when the
scarves
Brits
and
go abroad
t-shirts.
and the
I'm sure
drink is flowing.
the half and half scarves will be out there.
Big up to everyone in the chat, by the way. There's many of you there. Massive. Just to go through a few of the names. Legendary Mark Swift in the house, Ryan Busy, Tom Thatcher, Scott M, Beyond 72, the two Mark Show cookies in the chat. We got the likes of Henry Fong, Mark M, Scott M, Jimmy Hotspur. God, to get through all of them, try. Let's have a look. Sporting Journeys in the house. Cold Shot is in the house. Marco Pinto, Lookman, big up Eugene is in the house. Tommy G. There's a few maybe I haven't seen. Listen, Declan's in the house as well. Look, Avi's in the house. Listen, big up to every single Alan Sibley's in the house. Big up to every single one. Yeah, haven't seen you in a while, my man.
Yeah,
in
man.
the chat. Ghost is in the house. Everyone's in the house tonight. Big up to every single one of you. How are you all feeling? Only 48 hours now. 48 hours to the Europa Cup final with Tottenham Hotspur versus Man United. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I am absolutely bricking it. One, because it's been such a long time since this feeling has happened. Last time it was 2019. We were in the Champions League final. Obviously, the injury concerns. We've all been looking.
Well, yeah. We'll go.
And Bergwall, Madison. Listen. I said this last week, right? And I know you guys are gonna. I got a feeling. I'm not saying Madison. Obviously, Kulusevski's out. Madison's traveled.
I got a nice little picture for you, man. I got a nice little picture for you.
Madison has travelled, and so has Bergwall. There's not as many images of Bergwall about, but they are both. Oh, here he is.
On the road to Bilbao.
On the road to Bilbao. Do you know what? We'll hand back. We'll talk about the Madison and Bergwall because someone was calling me crazy, fake positivity, and as soon as here he is, so on route to Bilbao, we're gonna give. It's only right that we give the word to Stel as he's on his route there. Stel, where are you, man? Tell us where you are.
How's the journey?
We're about another hour and 15 minutes away. Been on the go since 6 a.m.
Oh man,
it's been a mission, but let's hope it's worth it. If we win it, it'll be worth it.
Of course.
But we're almost.
Do you know what?
How are you boys doing?
Yeah, all right, mate. But regardless of the result, man, you know what? It's like it's still a wicked, just to experience it. I would love to. Like JP was just on about
nice
it.
Game Tottenham in Europe, isn't it?
It's just to travel and go to a game of this magnitude. Regardless of the result, man, it's going to be a wicked. Starting from now, your journey there, it's going to be wicked. I'm sure you're going to have a great time.
Yeah, we've met a couple of Man United fans, and they seem very confident. I'm not going to lie to you; they all think they're going to win it. But
of course,
they've also said that both teams are crap, so they're not writing us off, but they all think they're going to win it. We bumped into a couple of Spurs fans, but there's fans coming from all different angles. They're flying to France, then getting a train in, or they're getting the ferry, or they're flying to Madrid, or they're flying to Zaragoza or Madrid. We flew to Girona. People are all coming from different directions, but the United fans feel confident. I kind of like that. I kind of like the fact we're the underdogs and we're not favourites, or the expectations more with Man U. I think that works to our advantage. I hope so. Otherwise, it's going to be another stinky night. But I don't know, I think it's 50-50, boys. And the co-driver, there he is, PJ. He thinks it's 50-50 as well. So I think it's a 50-50. I think it's a 50-50 game. Big up, Eugene.
Yeah, big up, still. Hope you're well.
That was going to be one of my questions.
Drive safely.
Who do you guys treat as the favourites in this game?
But they have to be confident. They're always everyone on their side is going to be confident, isn't it?
I've been watching some of the Manchester United YouTubers, right? They don't look confident. The only thing they say is that, right, we have the history. You get what I'm saying? We win things, right? But deep down inside, right, they are all shaky, to tell the truth, right? But I don't know. For me, is that I guess the four of us here, right? We've seen us win cups before. We've had that feeling before, right? That part. But now, I mean, it's like such a long lost feeling that we're getting, you know. But and this time we're going in 50-50, right, guys? We've always gone in as the underdogs. Have you not noticed? But this time we are at 50-50. Apart from, I think, one final game or whatever, we were the favorites and we lost. Was it Portsmouth or was it one of the teams? I can't remember. Yeah.
I think one of the things I'd say, Eugene, is that kind of like while they are used to playing in finals and maybe picking up a cup and stuff, even when they're playing crap, but even right now, they've got some big game players, haven't they? They've got your Casemiros, they've got your Brunos, they've got people like that there who have actually been there and won it, and also won it with this team, which is another thing. So they've got that little bit of that know-how.
Yeah. But JP, I was on a podcast yesterday with a group of young MU fans and all that, right? And I asked them a very simple question. The last season's FA Cup winning team, right, compared with this season's team, right? They said that I think there's only about 2 or 3 players that came from that team. A lot of those players who played in that FA Cup last season, right, have already left. McTominay, Amrabat, right? I think left behind is those, I think, Garnacho, Maino was there, was it? And Casemiro, of course. And Bruno
would have still been there and stuff.
And their defense, their current defense, they don't play Maguire as often, right? And the back line that they have is very weird. They've been saying, you know, Luke Shaw might play as the left center.
But do you know what, guys? Neither of the teams.
Well, let's see how it goes. That means they're going to play 3 at the back.
Neither of the teams can be overly confident anyway. I just think that, you know, there's a front. Everyone's going to back their own team, but for me, it will all come down who steps up on the night. You know, it is a one-off match. There isn't, in my opinion, in a final, you may have, you know, Man United might feel that they're favourites. Tottenham might feel like, you know, season after this season that we've had, anything's possible on a one-off night. It all comes down to 3 things. In my opinion, it comes down to 3 things. Taking your chances on the night, game management on the sidelines, including the substitution, making the right calls, they're massively. And obviously, the better defence, who makes the least mistakes. So taking the chances, whoever makes the least mistakes, then game management. And of course, obviously, you have the protagonists, the big players, who steps up on the night, who fails on the night. And it's very hard. Obviously, they have, in my opinion, they probably have, you know, you got like big players like Bruno, they can, on a one-off match, they can, you know, they can turn Casemiro, who's been quality in the last couple of games. So they do have match winners in that middle of the park, especially. We obviously lacking a bit of creativity. We were just talking about before Stel came on, you know, how we're missing the Manners and the Bergvall. We don't know what's going to happen with him. So there's a little bit of creativity, but we do have match winners in our team. You know, you've got World Cup winners in there. Porro can be very decisive on big games. He's proven it. And Solanke has got a knack of scoring important goals in this competition. So, you know, all is not lost. It's just, you know, Sonny coming back, you know, he's whether he starts or not remains to be seen. But another player that on the night could step up and lead Tottenham to glory. So there is much of that. And of course, I always think Amorim and Ange Postecoglou will play a part. And of course, the defenses. I trust. I don't want to say this too loudly. I have a little bit more faith in our defense compared to theirs. But
Iggy, listen, I agree with you. Our defense, when Porro, Udogie, Van der Ven, Romero, Vicario starts, their record is very, very good. When those 5 are fit and they play a game of football together, our record's actually very, very good. The issue is we rarely have all 5 playing at the same time.
Well, we got them tomorrow. Well, Wednesday. Yeah, sorry, we got them available.
Wednesday. So I think Spurs' defence, hands down, goalie, wing backs, centre backs, shits on Man United's. Absolutely shits on Onana, their wing backs, their centre backs. The midfield battle is the concern, and then across the front three, we've probably got more goals in us, but I think their forward players are technically better.
It's just,
So
it's
a
just
50-50 game for me.
got.
I really do.
Yeah.
Now,
I was just going
basically,
to say,
just saying,
while we have got the firepower and we've probably got the better forwards, it's just the creating the chances for them, right? To
no,
like,
just
them to be
basically,
able
we're
to
just saying
take
they
them.
have Bruno and we don't have Madison at this moment. Oh dear. It's all right.
Yeah, but they've got no Martinez, they've got no Shaw, they've got no De Ligt, they've got no what's his name, Dallo. They've got a lot of centre backs out as well, so it kind of balances. Do you know? I was saying to Pani, we were having a chat earlier on in the car. I was like, he thinks Spurs will be a bit more pragmatic. Is that what you said? Something like that. Yeah, a little bit more reserved. A bit more.
They've always been pragmatic, I think, during the.
I think, guys. Right, I think. Tell me what you lot think. I think Ange is going to go for it. I think Ange is going to go. I don't want to say Ange ball because that's suicidal, but I think he's going to go for it. I think he's going to throw the kitchen sink and say, you know what, one-off game. So there is to do. Give a fuck. Let's go all out and see if we can win it. I don't think we're going to play like we did against Bodo and Frankfurt in the second leg. I think he's going to go for it.
I'm leaving anyway. What the hell?
Well, listen, we will have plenty of time to discuss the aftermath of wherever it may be. Paratici will have his own ideas once he takes over. Again, he'll choose his own people. So, but we don't want to get into that now, 48 hours before the game.
No.
But I do think, of course, we're going to go for it. But I don't think it's going to be gung-ho style football. I do think there's going to be an element of cautiousness a little bit about us. He has done that in the last few Europa League games. He's played it completely different to the league.
But the thing is, that's against European opposition, right? Whereas
that's away from home. Playing in a one-off in a two-legged game. In a one-off game, I think he's going to say, "Let's just try and choke them. Let's just throw everything at them and choke them." I honestly think he's going to go for it.
Still, I agree with you. You know why? Because in the FA Cup game, was it in the Carabao Cup game, the quarterfinals, we went for them and we were 4-0 up, 4-1 up or something like that, right? To a certain period of time. You see, that could be part of it. But the other thing is that if he plays pragmatic and Amorim goes pragmatic, then it's gonna be a dull, boring game against But like what I believe is Ange should use the tactics that he used against Manchester United, right? Throughout the whole season that he's been using it. That's all. If he does, yeah, maybe we'll get the results that we want. Of course, we all want to have that trophy, right? I don't care anymore. I just want that trophy, right? Yesterday I was on Dan's show, right? What's the best tactics to use, right? Give them moldy pizza.
Do you know what? Go on, Stel.
I was going to say, do you know, a lot of fans that we've spoken to, and even like Peter, they're saying, it's going to be a bit of a boring game, a 0-0 or 1-1, and I don't think so. I think this is going to be an absolute madness. 3-3, 4-4, extra time, penalty. I think this is going to be proper entertaining, like full-on entertainment.
Like the end of the Lyon game.
I think it's going to be, yeah, exactly.
Do you guys feel? Do you know what, Stel? Before I'm going to ask this question like afterwards, but let's just look at his super chat. Big up to a user. Stel, I'll ask you this question, right? See what you feel, because I've heard a few of your videos, and you've been banging on about this, playing this formation. I don't think personally that it's going to be improvised for a final. I don't think we didn't see anything at Villa that made me think that this is going to be something that we've resorted to. I know you've definitely been a fan of us, and we should go for that. Do you actually think that's going to happen? You think he plays 3-5-2 with our wing backs work?
All right, let me explain what I said, and then I'll tell you what I think. I said go 3-5-2, where you play with 3 centre backs, Romero on the right, Danzo in the middle, Van der Ven on the left, and 2 holding mids, Basuma and Bentancur. And then push the fullbacks really high up with 2 strikers and not a 10, but a false 9 behind them. And the reason I say that is we're not going to create in the middle. So there's no point trying to battle in midfield. We've lost, in my opinion, we've lost the midfield battle. Give them the midfield, but protect it with 2 holding mids and 3 centre-backs. If they attack us down the flanks, one of the holding mids goes wide, one of the centre-backs goes wide, and then you still got 3 in the middle. So for me, you give up the midfield, but you can still protect the centre and the wide areas. But if we do get it up top, we've got 5. And that's our strength, the wide areas. And for me, knowing Man United with their midfield and our injuries and knowing what we can do on the wings, 100% 3-5-2. But he's not going to do it. He's going to go 4-3-3. We know he's going to go 4-3-3. We all know it.
I agree.
Let's see what happens. Let's see if it works. You know, it's on. At the end of the day, if he wins playing 4-3-3, you know, we're going to have to praise him. We're going to have to, because he's done something no one's done in a long time. But if he loses playing 4-3-3, the knives are going to be out. You know, so but Man United's in the same position. Man United's in the exact same position.
Do you know I was going to ask you guys?
To bypass that midfield somehow, don't we?
JP, let them have the midfield, but defend and attack the flanks. That's where we can win it. If we try and go toe-to-toe midfield, they're going to eat us. Ugarte, Bruno, Casemiro, we're not going to win that battle. There's no point.
Do you know what I was going to ask you guys? Francois, I will ask that question about the prediction and results and goals. I will ask the guys later on that question. What do you believe? I'll ask Stel because I'll ask you, and then we'll go around Eugene and then JP.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel that the 3 games that we've already played against Man United will play a massive psychological part in it?
No. It's a one-off game. It means nothing. Man United will go into this game just...
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
You have to block it out. No, I was going to say, you've got to block it out, ain't you? You can't let it play in your mind. And I think Ange will try and do that to the players. He will literally try and say to them, forget about it. Absolutely forget about that. Plus, it's not on anyone's turf, is it? It's in a neutral area. And it's for... There's a stake for it. There's a cup at the end of it.
Man United, right, a couple of things. Man United, number 1, they haven't lost a game in Europe this season. They haven't lost 1 game. Number 2, they're the top scorers in this competition. And number 3, they've already won in this stadium a couple of weeks ago. So if you're Amorim, you're telling your players that. Don't forget why you're here. Top goal scorers, undefeated. You've already won in this stadium. And you're going to send them out saying, those boys in North London think they're big because they beat you 3 times. But this is the one that matters. This is the one. Right? That's how you send them out. So if you're Ange, you've got to say, boys, forget those 3 wins. It means absolutely nothing. Nothing. They're going to come for you tonight, but we got to go for them. And that's why I don't think the last 3 wins means anything at all. This is a straight shootout. It's like a Western. Who can fire their shot first? Bang!
Yeah, but still, I see it more or less a different way, right? Yes, in the minds of the players, right, they have to lock that out, right? Those 3 wins mean nothing, and this is the last game, and they are always, they are, if you're going to put that in the context too, right? They've won finals so many times, right? Wow, look at that. Oh, is it a toll?
It's a toll. Immigration for a toll. Calm. Yeah, in Europe, it's toll after toll after toll. It's money making machine.
Stel, how much do you pay every time you pass?
The first one was 11. The next one was 6.
11?
Let's see what this one is.
Well, a user agrees with you. No, this is Spurs. Mentality is key. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, a user. Thanks.
No, as I was saying, right, I think, right, the 3 games that we won, it's not to say we'll put it in our minds, but we have to take the positives that we've beaten them before, right? That's the first thing. And the second thing is that if you say mentality, Manchester United has pedigree and mentality, right? I've been seeing them fans, they're saying what, right? Even we win the Europa League, right? We just have a barbecue, guys, right? While Spurs, if we win the Europa League, right? The stupid club, right, has already planned, right? On Friday, the parade's on Friday. And that doesn't even give me time to prepare to come to London and celebrate it with you guys. I only got 2 days. What the fuck? So I'm going to cancel those plans if we win.
Yeah, no,
I hate Levy. I really hate Levy.
Jump on a plane, Eugene. We'll celebrate whenever you get here.
Yeah, I
Ginny,
know.
what happens to the loser of this match? They go home empty-handed.
Done.
You're talking about the manager or the fans?
Well, the thing is, I think Amarin probably gets a little bit more time, right? Because he's only just got there. He's trying to embed his style, his philosophy, like all of that, like good stuff.
But JP, you haven't seen, right? The Manchester United fans are really becoming Amarin now.
Yeah, I get that, but I still think that they'll probably keep him. What I would say is it could impact the players that they get if they get Champions League, right? And they actually win, even though they're a big enough club and they probably pay the fees and pay the wages to actually kind of like still attract decent talent. Whereas kind of like for us, we know it's totally the opposite, right? So that could impact his budget maybe for next year.
Do you know what, guys? I've been thinking about this, and I'm glad this comment by Tottenham Tidbits has come up. I agree with this comment. Romero needs to step up and show up. I really feel that, and I don't know if it's a positive feeling or a negative feeling. I think Romero is going to be key for us in this game. Like I said, it can go either way, but if there's a player that you really want to lead us, you know, it's got to be a World Cup winner. Surely he's got to be the person that we got to all look to and say, lead us, man, lead us to glory, lead us to be the one that proves the difference in the positive and not in the negative way.
It could be
What
his
do you guys
final.
feel? You're right. It could even be his final game. I don't know, but
for us, isn't it? Here you go. Here you go, Tottenham. There's a cup.
To Tibbs, right? It's not just Romero needs to step up.
No, not him. I'm saying he needs to lead us as a leader.
I know, but not only Romero needs to step up, every player needs to step up, right? And Romero, hopefully he'll lead the way. Or maybe even Son gets to start. He needs to lead right now. And this is the only opportunity Son is going to get, right, to win a trophy. He's 33 now, right? What's the chances of that? So I think this is going to be big for our boys too, because I feel like we need it.
What do you think, Stel? I don't know if you can hear us. Stel, what do you think? I mean, I thought about this earlier on, and like I said, I'm glad this comment come up. I'm not saying he's the only one that's got to step up, but I'm looking at Romero. Potentially could be his final game. We don't know. Like I said, we'll deal with that afterwards. But do you not feel like he's one person I'm looking to say, lead us to glory, man? You are the leader, a World Cup winner. You've done it all, mate. Do it for Spurs. And then do you know what? If you need to leave as a legend. For me, in my eyes, it would be a legend. I'd even buy a shirt with his name on it if he leads us to glory and say thank you very much. What do you think of it?
I think if we win the final, they can all leave for all I care. Just win it. They can all go. They can all.
But do you not look at Romero and say, come on, man, do be a positive for us. Don't be a negative. Don't get me wrong. It could be complete shithousery. Get himself sent off after 10 minutes and it's done. Do you know what I mean? But I want him to use this game and say, do you know what? Do something that's worth remembering for eternity in Spurs fans' eyes anyway.
Yeah, so Peter was saying earlier on at the airport that Romero needs to step up. He was actually saying it, and I agree. He's a World Cup winner. He's got to show that he's, a clutch player now, and lead by example. Pete's saying in my ear now, like, he's got to lead. But I also think all the senior players, Bissouma, Bentancur, Solanke, these experienced older players, they all need to lead. Because if they step up their game, it will galvanise Odegaard, Johnson. It will give Udogie, Vicario, players a little bit younger, the energy. And if Bergvall plays, he needs inspiration. He needs leaders around him. So Romero, Porro, Bentancur, Solanke, Bissouma. Those players are the ones I'm looking at. Not just Romero. I'm looking at all the senior players. But yeah, look, Romero probably a bit more than the rest. Romero and Bentancur, I would say. Romero and Bentancur.
It's almost an injection in the arm for the younger players, isn't it? You know, if they see them kind of like raising their levels and playing a lot higher, it makes them want to put it in as well. But talking about Bergvall, here he is getting off the plane. So he's there. Obviously, there's been a.
Where's Madison? Nicky, where's Madison?
Hold up. Hold up. Stelios. Hold up.
Madison is there.
Listen, I don't take the pictures. This is from Tottenham Hotspur. It's not me. It's Tottenham. So he's even brought his pillow with him.
I think he's just been a bag boy, to be honest.
He's even brought his pillow with him. He's planning on staying there for the celebrations as well.
I'll tell you what. Right, if Iggy's right, big if.
You can't hear it.
He's gone through it. That little the suspense. He's obviously lost reception.
What do we?
Hang on. We have him back. Still, you're drifting in and out. Maybe the connection's a bit.
I said. Yeah, I'm surrounded by trees and woods and fields. If Madison plays, right? I don't think he is, but look, if he does, I think Spurs will win it. I think Spurs will win it. I'll say I think Spurs win it.
I thought you was going to say you'd take me out for dinner, but
I
was getting really excited there for a minute. What a letdown!
What was the bet?
What a letdown!
I've got to deliver a pizza to your house or something.
with pineapple on it.
No.
What do we think about this whole Bergvall?
Madison's not playing. Madison is not playing. It's not happening.
What do you think of Bergvall?
I spoke to someone at the club. No, Bergvall's going to play. I spoke to someone in the club, and they said to me Bergvall's going to be available. Bergvall, whether he comes on as a sub or starts, they've told me Bergvall's going to be available for the game.
Wow.
Oh, 1 minute. I've got a question. There's a question from Peter. 1 second.
Does Son start?
Right. Peter wants to know, does Heung-min
Son start? I heard him say it. Do you know what, JP? What you saying? And then we'll ask Eugene after.
I wouldn't start him.
Okay.
I think I'd probably go with Richie on that side. Give him a half, and then bring Son on towards the end of the game. Last 20 minutes, let him come on. The first time in a long time against Aston Villa, I actually saw him steam into the box, right? But he didn't do it a lot. But that's the first time I've seen him do it in a long time. And if he feels he's someone who can drag us over the line with it, I'd like to bring him up on the backside.
For me, is that
Eugene, what you saying?
Right? For me, I've seen like what JP said, right? I've also seen in Aston Villa, he did do that. You know what he usually does on the out, he cuts in and he takes a shot. We need more of that, right? And the thing is that whether he starts or not, it depends on how strong our midfield is at the moment. As I see it, right, I frightened Son might even start as a 10. You play Richie out on the left and Solanke in the middle and Brenda on the right. That's how I see it. But if you say Bergvall may be able to come back, but because now we all know, right, due to the injuries that we have in midfield, who can we play in midfield actually now? Sarr, Bentancur, and Bissouma. And none of these, right, are actually creative and attacking midfielders that we need, right, to be, what Stel says, right, go out there and be gung-ho or whatever, take the game to Manchester United. But based on what we've been seeing, right, after the Brentford game, I've been saying, right, the rest of the games in the Premier League have been pre-season friendlies, right, training exhibitions and all that to let them have a run out. But things that we don't even see them have a run out, right? So, but apart from Son coming in and by putting out Decky, he got injured instead of getting better, right? But we see a glimpse of Son trying to get back that form that he has. Whether you play him out ahead of Richarlison, that is one thing I think a lot of us have to sit back and let's see what Ange does. JP says a very good point. Keep him back maybe in the 45th minute, or halftime, bring him on so we can have a full run out at all speed, because this game might end up in a 0-0 or 1-1 draw all the way into the 90th minute, right? And if we put out Son and all our good players, right, we have to change the players. Imagine if we go into the penalty shootout with kids. That's my fear, right? So I guess it's all going to be very tactical, right? I would love Son to start, right? But for me, deep down inside, if you talk about a point of view, I don't think he should.
Informed Son's not a problem, right? It's just the fact that he's playing like this. What about you, Iggs?
Well, where I'm at with it is very simply. Normally, if we had players on that left-hand side of the level, yeah, I would say put Son as a sub, as an impact sub. Given the reasons you guys said about he's only just come back from injury, he's not going to be 100% fit. It could potentially go all the way 90-minute plus extra time. So you have to keep that in mind. And I would say, do you know what? Bring him on the hour. So he's got a full half hour and extra time if needed to make an impact. However, I'd only say that if we had left wide players of the level. Unfortunately for us, we've got Richarlison, we've got Tell, we've got Mikey Moore. Those are 3 options on the left-hand side. If you consider that Odegaard and Johnson have been playing on the right more recently, I know Odegaard played in a little bit in the middle against Aston Villa, but predominantly been playing on the right. But if those are the 3 options, Richarlison and Tell, not good enough in my opinion. Certainly not good enough to start a final of this magnitude against Man United. So in that, if you say to me, you know what, let's start with Mikey Moore, then I'll probably be a little bit more inclined to do Mikey Moore. I'll say, do you know what? If Mikey Moore, you want to give him a start and then bring him off at half time if he's not doing it or if he's struggling with it, and then bring Son in, then okay. But if the options for me are Tell and Richarlison, I'm sorry, man. I'm going with Son all the way. I'm starting with Son if those are the 2 options that I've got.
I know we didn't get like we didn't really talk about like the Villa game, but I thought that Mikey Moore struggled against Villa.
Mikey Moore struggles because he doesn't get enough game time. He hasn't been given a run of games where he can get into form. How do you find form if you're in and out of the team? He might see daylight against Aston Villa, and then he's not going to see another game for another 10 matches.
Yeah.
And that's the problem you got with youngsters and any player for the matter.
That 100% agree with, which is probably why I probably wouldn't go with him there.
But I'd still rather take a chance of him than play Tell and Richarlison, who I know inside out. Tell I've seen enough games for me to say I wouldn't start him in the final.
I kind of chucked this up like earlier, like while I was messing around.
JP.
So it's literally we know. Yep. Who's that?
Estelle. Estelle, go on.
What up?
I was going to say against Aston Villa. Against Aston Villa, Mikey Moore was played out of position. He was played on the right wing. That's not where he plays. He plays as a 10 or a left-sided forward. He got played on the right wing.
What would you do? What would you do? Would you start Son, play someone else, and bring him on a sub? What would you do out of those options?
I would start Son. I'd start him.
Why is that? Because you think Son is ready to start, or is it because the options that we got in his place are useless?
Because Richarlison and Tell are donkeys.
This is my point. Because it's true though. Because if we have proper players there, you say, you know what, keep Son on the bench and start these other quality players. But if those are the options, we got to go with Son, or I'll start Moore on the left-hand side. I will start Moore ahead of Richarlison and Tell. I really would.
I was looking at this earlier, like Iggy, right? Yeah. And I was kind of like placing them here. So I was thinking, like, if you play Richarlison on the left, Son up top, Johnson on the side, and Solanke like just behind them.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I wouldn't leave Bissouma and Bentancur I want an attacking midfielder in an attacking player, but I do want him to like off the ball be involved in helping out Bissouma and Bentancur off the ball. So I'm not sold on that one. And plus, I want Solanke to really lead the line. I would rather have Solanke leading our line to put their back, at least their back two a little bit under pressure off it.
Iggy, would you reverse it? Put Son back and Solanke front.
No, not. I wouldn't play Son in the 10. I wouldn't. I'd have. Listen, moving forward, I would. I've said this many a times. I would have Spurs. It's not going to happen, not immediately now, right now, but I would have Spurs moving forwards. I'm talking about, and if Son is to stay, I would have him playing alongside Solanke in a 2 up front. So maybe play with wing backs, use the 3. I really do think if we moving forwards, if we do revert to a back 3 with wing backs, I don't think we need a lot of players to bring in the summer to really like push that on, because we're perfect for a back 3. Wing backs high, Poro and the doggy can really enjoy their football and can give us so much energy. You've got Spence there, and you can have someone else coming in that can really rotate with the wing backs. And have 2 players playing up front with the 3 in midfield. I wouldn't lose that either. So I would love to have that scenario moving forward, but it's not going to happen now. But Son moving forward, I would have him playing alongside a striker. I do feel that he's got he would prolong his career in that role, playing out wide. I think his time is up in a wide area after the season, if not already.
Guys, let me just say something quickly, then I've got to go because the internet keeps cutting in and out. Oh, another toll. Another toll.
Yeah. How much was the other one?
You should just have your contactless card on the side of the window.
Just swipe by, just drive. I just want to say this, and then I'm going to wish you all a good night. I agree with your starting lineup, except I would go Son left, Solanke up top. I would go Johnson right, and in the 10, Odegaard. If Bergvall's fit, I'd play Bergvall there.
You start with Bergvall?
Yes.
Just coming back from injury?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Wow.
Mucho gracias.
So that's the only difference. Listen, boys, I'm going to go because we're almost there.
No, before we lose you, to answer Francois's question, because we're going to lose you now, your prediction, score prediction, and goal scorers, if you want to elaborate. I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but we're not going to see you.
Goal scorers, I don't know. But final score 3-3.
Oof.
Spurs to nick it on penalties.
Ooh,
no, really?
Here we go. Drama.
I don't think my heart could take
drama.
That. I don't think my heart could
Vicario to be the hero.
Whoa. Boy, do you know what? I'm telling you now, if my boy Vic comes through for us, Lord of mercy, I am cooking everyone. I will be cooking everyone all summer.
Let me tell you something, right? So Pete has been saying this to me for the last 3 days, and I think he's right. Our luck has to change at some point.
Yep.
At some point, man.
In this life or next.
We can't be every single final loss.
Our luck will change. Right? In this life or the next one, it will change.
Liverpool won the league, and their badge is a bird. Palace won the FA Cup, their badge is a bird. Newcastle won the Carabao Cup, their badge is a bird. There we go.
I got it. There you go.
Come on, man. For once, it has to change.
Don't ruin the trend, Tottenham. Do not ruin the trend.
It has to change. But if we lose this one, right? We're never winning anything, man. We're never winning anything, man. It has to change. It has to.
Break that Spursy curse right now.
It's the year of the birds, man. It's happening.
Snell, enjoy yourself right now and send loads of videos, right, when you're there.
I will. Right. Apparently, guys, the Spurs fan park, on Wednesday, it's going to close at 6 p.m. because they want everyone going to the stadium. It's like a 1.5 mile walk. And the fans out here have arranged something called the March to Glory. All the fans are going to march together flares, flags, trumpets. Apparently, it's going to be like the change for Tottenham march on steroids, but it's going to be not change for Tottenham. It's going to be March for Glory. So if that happens, I'll send you loads of videos. I'll get
I thought you said it's going to turn into a Levy out match.
No, do you know what? Forget all of that. Forget all of that. For the next 48 hours, it's just got to be positive energy towards the team and getting over the line. And for the next 48 hours, there'll be none of that talk. We have to focus on that, and then the rest will follow afterwards. But yeah, all right, Stel, we'll let you go, man.
Drive safely, guys.
We look forward to your videos and chatting to Spurs fans and United fans. We'll look forward to the content that you're going to bring the next coming days. We're buzzing for you, man. We really are.
I'm gonna make a full-blown video on the whole trip and then edit it and put it out. But listen, big up, boys. Look after yourselves.
Yeah, we look forward to it.
All the Gooners.
They're in the chat. They're in the chat. They're watching us.
Represent North London, right? North London forever. Unite together. Let's put North London on the map. For one game, let's all come together for North London. And
dream on, mate. Dream on.
Spurs win it. Spurs win it.
There you go, Stel. We're in the trophy. I'm with you.
Hopefully.
See you later, man.
Hopefully. I hope so. You know. Let's see. Let's see.
Enjoy, man.
Right,
have a great time. Man. Big up, Stel.
See you later, boys. Have a good one. Everyone in the chat, take care.
Safe
Peter,
see you later, man.
Good night, gents.
Right, bye, Peter. Drive carefully.
As always.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Take care, bro.
See you later, man.
But that was going to be one of my questions. Obviously, Stale said Bergwijn was going to be playing, right? You see that as a risk? The fact that he's not even kicked the ball yet since he's been away. We were under the impression that he was going to be off for the rest of the season.
I don't think he'll start right after the injury. Right, he's not even been training with the squad.
It's what he would do. That's what he would do. I don't think we know. No one knows, man. To be honest with you, it's how Ange sees them in training, and it will determine. It was so many factors, Eugene. Because if you said that it's straight 90 minutes, then you say you prepare for 90 minutes. But it's so many factors that could go on. It could go into extra time. So you have to say, if you start him, it's probably if you start him, and even Son for the matter, or any players that's come back from injury, the probability of them finishing the game is very unlikely. So do you start knowing that you have to take them off, or do you save them and bring them on? But also by doing that, the game could run away from you before they even get on. So it's such fine margins, and everything will have to be considered. Or like most people would say, start your strongest 11 and then go from there. So yeah, man. So it's not easy when you've got players coming back for a final and it's from an injury. It's game management. It's how you're going to deal with them. And how long they're going to be on the field for. And in the time that you may need them the most is in that chunk, that final third of the game is probably the time that they have to come off if they started. So it's a real difficult one to judge but I'm of the opinion that you got to start your strongest 11. I always have been of that opinion. And then
but Iggy, right? We don't know who's our strongest 11 at the moment. That's the sad part. And this whole season, right, we've never actually seen our strongest 11 go out on the pitch.
Yeah. I can understand that.
It's always been a mix and match and chop here, chop there, and I don't know. Maybe that's part of the mystery that maybe that will catch Emery off. And guys, I got a question for you guys, right? Imagine this, right? If this was Ten Hag, I guess we would be shitting in our pants. You get what I'm saying, right? But Ruben Amorim, right? After taking over, he's not done very well too, but he's done well in the Europa League, right? Because like you were saying, they're top scorers, right? They've not lost, right? And we've been wobbling through the whole season, reaching to where we are, right? And a lot of us say that we scumbagged it because the most toughest team that we ever played was actually Frankfurt. And to tell the truth, guys, all of us sitting in this panel now, and most of us in the chats, right, would have believed, right, we were already out of the competition when we were playing Frankfurt, you know. But somehow or another we got through. And I've been saying after the Frankfurt game, right, nothing matters anymore. But these we call last few games coming up, and somehow or another we get Bodo Glimt instead of Lazio. Think about it, right? It's like all paid for us to be there, you know. And while everybody's talking shit about, you know, that we don't deserve this, we are 16 and 17 in the league, right? The other people in Europe talking nonsense should think about it, right? The 16th and 17th teams in the league, in the English Premier League, right, are playing in the European Cup finals, guys. That shows where your standards are, you know.
Listen, I don't think neither. I honestly believe neither of the teams can go into overconfidently. It's good to go with confidence and say, you know, back your team, you want to win. But I don't think, based on what's been seen on the league, in the league, either team can say, yeah, we're going to win it 100%. There's no two ways about that. Just to quickly answer John's question, John, are they showing the game at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? Yes, they are.
Are you guys going?
JP is. There's still a few tickets. There's still a few tickets online when I last checked, available for those who still want to attend.
They are selling tickets, right?
Yeah, they're selling the tickets for on the Spurs website. They originally, what happened? I got this information. What happened is that they weren't going to put the screens in the middle of the pitch like they did in the 2019 final. They were going to only put the 4 screens on the corners of the stadium, and people weren't really sold on that. They didn't want to stand or sit in a stadium and look up like this. So what they did, they weren't really selling. People weren't really going for it. But what they did, they then changed their mind and said, right, we're going to put the 4 screens up. And then obviously after that, the tickets really started to take. So yes, John, to answer your question, they will be showing the games there on the night.
And if I'm not mistaken,
tickets are still available. Last I checked,
the tickets are 10 quid, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Once they decided to put the screens up, they went a lot quicker. So there's not many left, if any, guys. Both. So if you are going to go. It's for me. I was going to go with my boy, but it's a school night, and I haven't booked anything yet. But I may do.
If he sees Tottenham win a cup,
but
give him that. But the point, but then there's the opposite, right? If we don't,
yeah. Listen. We may end up going and stuff like that. I might have a look after the stream's over, see if there's a couple of tickets, and I'll take him there. But yeah, to answer John's question, mate, yeah, there are. It is happening. JP's definitely going. So JP, there's so many of the guys going as well on the night. So keep an eye out for it, man. And JP will have some footage online. Don't worry, guys.
It was a good atmosphere at the Champions League final. Kind of the whole build up. It felt really weird. Like obviously the whole stadium was purely Tottenham, and it was all Tottenham songs all the way through it.
It's so weird, isn't it? It's
everywhere and stuff
screens
like that.
Screens on the pitch, a packed stadium. Watching 4 big screens on it's really so we got Sterling Bilbao, we got JP 100% going to the stadium, so we can have a bit.
You get me doing a live watch along, right? From one.
There you go.
Yeah. No, but guys, the weird part is, right, it'll be all Tottenham fans in the stadium.
Yeah.
It's not like a home and away thing, is it?
No. It's all going to be Tottenham.
It's a pure home thing, right? So yeah.
Man United have probably got their own. They've got their own thing going on in their stadium. So,
but I will be having a beer outside and not inside.
If Spurs win, anything goes. It's all right. It's all right.
Don't be a flip flop.
Well, be too pissed and think otherwise. So, look. It's great. I mean, it's probably the only, like I said many times, having this game coming up, it's the only bit of shining light to it, because otherwise it's just been a disastrous season. Really, honestly, one of the worst I can remember for a long time.
We're not going there. We're not going there.
No, we're not going there. I'm just saying it's without this game, without this game to look forward to. This season, honestly, is I know we said we'll talk about we haven't even touched the Aston Villa. We're probably an hour into the stream. We've not even
Ah,
touched the Aston Villa game.
Nah, we're not going to
But
talk
I
about
think
Aston
I think
Villa.
the
I,
We
only
wa-
can-
thing
I
the
watched it.
only
I
thing I
watched
think
it with so much disinterest. I didn't really. I wasn't really engaging with it because I could see by the starting lineup it wasn't going to be
it was a panty game.
it
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
panty
meaningless
game for
game,
us.
What
right?
Yeah.
what I did want to ask you, because and I know Stell was talking about it in the post-match show, was obviously Amarin went with a strong team, right? We literally wrapped our players in cotton wool and said we're not risking anyone
Rightly
whatsoever.
so. I mean, at this point,
Which one would you think's the best approach, or is none of them like the best approach?
for what not playing the players that we were going to play in the final.
Yeah, because
I
obviously
think it's the right thing.
Amarim played quite a strong team against Chelsea, like his virtually his first team, right?
Yeah, but
I think Emery played two strong teams, even against West Ham and Chelsea. Guys, for all I can say is right, we know our squad and our team, right? We've got what call crystal players who knock off and get injured very easily, right? And for Emery, he has to do what he has to do, right? For me, is that I see this if the players go in right, and if they've got more match fit, possibilities, but there's a possibility of exhaustion. Imagine the game drags on and it's tough and it's a fiery and tackles are going in, right? Maybe we will last longer, right? And if it drags on into 120 minutes and all that, maybe we will have more legs on us. That's how I see it. But you'll never know, guys, right? On the day itself, all we can do is just be positively deluded. I've been saying this since the Frankfurt game. After we scum back the Frankfurt game, right? I'm going to be positively deluded on all the Europa League games. It doesn't matter what happens, right? Just as long we get to the final. Guys,
Good.
we're in the
That's the
final.
way to be, Eugene. That's the way.
We're
To
in
be.
the final now.
I
So we
probably
have to be
wouldn't
there.
have made as many changes that he ended up doing. I'll be honest with you. Try to obviously stay. Like for example, our defense. I do think we should have started our back five. For example, yeah. I
Even
always
for a
think you should
half.
try, and then obviously you can always make the changes after the hour and stuff like that. Son, I think he needed minutes, so it's rightly that he played.
Yeah.
I just feel like I have at least the spine, the core of the team playing, and then make 2 or 3 changes, and then you can always make the changes after the second half, bring them off, bring some other players on,
Mm.
and then have a look at players like Mikey Moore and players that you have intentions of using to see how they get on in a match like Aston Villa, because Aston Villa are obviously pushing for Champions League spot, so it's going to be
It
quite.
would have been an intense game as well, right?
Yeah. That's so,
Quite
and
tight.
it would have given you an insight of how they play on the night and how they deal with that pressure to see if they can then replicate that in the Man United game. So for sure, I would have started the strongest team that
I'm
I
gonna
would
ask
have
you
had
guys a
available on the
question.
night.
Did you watch the Aston Villa game, right? For me, right, I didn't do the watch along because I got fed up of it already. Just going to focus on the finals. I did watch the game, right? In that first half, right, I saw a glimpse of us playing 4-4-2, right, and being very defensive and being very composed in our defense. But the weird part is, right, seeing it, right, not with our actual first teamers, but seeing it with our total second stringers. That's how I see it, right? Then when the second half came along, it just went back to the same old Ange ball. We gave the ball away, open on the wide, and then that's when Aston Villa just came at us and got us, right? But if you do for Ange at this moment now, right? If he did play the players that were in the first team, and if they got injured again, right? Whilst all this has been happening, right? We lost Madison along the way, we lost Dekir along the way. Imagine we lost VDV along the way, right? Then I don't know, our fan base will be, oh, you should have played him, But
No. I wouldn't have played them the whole
I-
entirety of the game.
I
But
get that. I get that.
for
I get
me,
that.
for me,
but our players don't need to play the whole entirety of the game. You get what I'm
I
saying?
know.
Like,
But for
he
me,
got
when
injured in the first 5 minutes.
for me, when you start a team, when you start a game with all due respect, with Davis, with Danso, you don't have any of your core players in a team, and you're going away to Aston Villa. So for me, I would definitely because we haven't played with that back four, back five a lot. So for me, I would
And
have
they've had 2
definitely have
weeks off
started
now.
them five. Yeah, I would have started them five with the likes of Bentancur, maybe or alternate Bentancur and Bissouma with Sarr in there. Play Mikey more on the left hand side, and not in not out of position. Play maybe with Charlison, give him some and Son and so forth. Give that, at least you're giving a structure to players that are coming back, haven't got a lot of minutes, and you're playing them. Plus, you want to see a couple of the youngsters to see how they deal with that scenario, but giving them a structure with a solid base around it to then play a match, a big game, which is a big game for in that scenario. See how they get on. When you make an overall change with players who know, by the way, this is the thing: the players who know that they're not really got much to play for, plus they know they're probably not going to start in the final. What incentive do they have to give you a performance? I know they're professional footballers. Before people say they're professional footballers, they should always blah 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 blah. But at this point of the season, knowing that
Yeah,
they're not
they
probably
know
going
they're
to play,
second.
what is their
They know
incentive?
they're
So for
second
me,
pick
and
and
the
stuff.
manager's trick, Eugene, don't ever forget it. The manager's biggest trick, or the biggest point, has to be to let every player feel involved with a big game coming up in the final.
With
To
a chance
know,
that they could be picked.
with a really big chance that they could be in a team, because, like you said, injuries play a part. So you might have not been in that team, but there's an injury that happens in a match or in training leading up to a final, and bang, you're in the team. And if you're not ready, you're going to fail. So the manager's trick has to always keep everyone involved. And when you do things like that, when you play like one team in one game, and knowing that you have an A and B team, even though most people know who their starting lineup is going to, or which player's going to start, you you need to
You
still have
know,
the you
you
need
know
to,
who.
that
Right now, you know
the
who's going to
manager,
play. Don't you?
the manager's thing has to be to let everyone know they're very much involved from the bench, from the starting lineup. They can come on as an impact sub. They can. There's so many ways as a player that you can influence a big game, and I just feel like when you do things like that, you're creating a divide that you really don't need leading up to a big
I
game.
would say, Iggy, that's why Jed Spencer's gone off the boil.
100%.
When he was playing, he was on fire. The boy was first choice. He knew it, everything like that.
Yeah.
He was trusted in every single game. He was trusted on the left, trusted on the right. He was playing right, and he was banging on form. First sign that Adogi came back, Jed Spence bench.
Yeah,
I'm like Adogi's in there, right?
he's a
Adogi really
classic.
should have had to fight for that place, right?
He's a
With
classic
Jed Spence,
example of what's happened
right?
in recent weeks with what
And
exactly
he's
what we've been
dipped.
talking about. He's dipped massively. You saw it as against Crystal Palace. I saw it. He knew that was a nothing game for us. Listen, all games, of course, you have to play to win and all of that, but it's motivation. It's like he has perceived how the manager sees him in light of being in a team, and he has responded to what he's picked up on, and that's the problem right there. And people have said about his attitude, people have said about this and that. The reality of the matter is no one knows Spence, no one knows Ange away from the cameras and away from the pitches. The bottom line is how what we've seen on the pitch is a player who's now gone back to say, you know what, I'm not important in this manager's eyes. He's proved it to me. It doesn't matter what I do when I'm on the pitch, whether I play well or not. As soon as he has the others available, I'm out. And that could be said for a lot of players that haven't been involved as much in the team. So at the end of the day, guys, we're here now. We've got a final coming up. And let's hope we don't lose anybody in the next 48 hours and and we can play the best possible 11 from the start.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Right. Like I said, right, let's send them some moldy pizza and let them have that problem.
Yeah, of course.
No, but guys, to tell the truth, right? The finals are in, let's say, 48 hours time, right? Stell is on the way to Bilbao, right? I haven't been sleeping well lately, to tell the truth.
Nah, I've been sleeping like a dream, mate. I'm sleeping like a dream. No.
The excitement is building up. The excitement is building up,
Yeah,
I'm starting to get butterflies in my stomach.
At the end of the day, man, it's 90 minutes away and a trophy awaits at the end of it. And like I said, it's you start to think about from the last final that we had in Europe to Champions League in 2019. Now we've got Europa in 2025. You start to think of a lot of things like 6 years have passed, so it's who's still here to see it, who's still here to live it, who isn't, and you start to think of all these things, and you just want to have a great night and spend it with the people that you've been part of this journey, and then you give thought of people that are no longer around, the Spurs fans and stuff like that. So there's so many factors that come into it. We saw the tifo for Crystal Palace the other night. Mate, I spoke to the boys about that. There was a photo of the dad with his two boys that Crystal Palace tifo put up. Back it was a photo of a guy of a dad, a fan, and his two kids in 2011. The two kids were in the final. The two kids were now adults, of course. They were in the final for the Crystal Palace, but the father who passed away wasn't. And Crystal Palace club fans, I don't know who arranged it, built that tifo with permission of the two boys, of course, and created such an historic moment for Palace with that tifo there. They remembered that iconic shot for them. Those are the kind of things that really, for me, hit home. And it's so important
Guys,
to have
do
something
you know
to
what,
celebrate.
right? If we win this Europa League, right, I want to change the cockerel to a phoenix. Put up that picture again. All the birds look so fierce. We have to change that bird, right? Look at that. What do we have, right? Okay.
There's a live bird, a magpie, an eagle, and a
Yeah,
cockerel.
and a cockerel. The magpie looks a bit.
It's the year of the birds, man. I'm telling you.
Listen, if you want, we can all go KFC if we win that cup, and I want to be eating birds all night. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? So,
and still get other birds in Bilbao, right? So.
And listen, I don't think. Listen, if we win that trophy, I don't think people are going to remember a lot of stuff. The drink and all of that. So it's all good, man. We got a super chat. Big up,
Yep, big up to
big up,
guys.
Guy Thompson. I have my retro Admiral shirts. Listen, the king of shirts is the person standing next to me here. I think in amongst all those collections, I'm sure he's got an Admiral shirt as well.
I do have an Admiral shirt.
There we go. JP's the king of shirts.
Aussie style.
JP collects them.
Aussie style, man.
Mate, who
Aussie
knows?
style.
Maybe he'll wear it. Maybe he'll wear it when he goes to watch the game on Wednesday
No,
night.
do you know what? When we played in Germany, I put that black kit on. Bobo.
JP, maybe talking
Bobo
about
green.
sorry, maybe a bit of chicken afterwards. Just that come up as well.
I had chicken before.
Maybe even Nando's. Who knows? Sorry, mate.
No, I was going to say. So I wore the black shirt, and also for both those Bobo games. So I think
you're going with the black.
Shirt. It'll be the black shirt.
Ironically, we're wearing all white, weren't we, for the final? By the sounds,
we're home. White and
green,
black,
man. I know. Iggy wanted the green, right?
I know.
I really pushed for the green, but listen. I'll be honest with you. I've done a little video about wearing the green kit, and there was a few of the fans that wanted the green in the comments, but the vast majority want the Spurs to wear. European nights. They want us to wear all white, not the blue shorts. They want us to wear all white.
Yeah, so that's proper tradition though from like way back.
So I get it. I do understand all arguments. So they want to wear all white, and then I think United will wear red. If Spurs were all white, United will wear red with black shorts, black socks, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's their kind of tradition as well. So yeah, so it's I think both teams are going to go with traditional colours in Europe. So listen.
Big up Declan. Cheers, man.
Yeah,
hopefully we'll be the Bilbao bowlers and not the bottlers.
Yeah, I want to see instead of Bilbao, I want to see Balboa. I told you that already. I want to see a Rocky Balboa performance in Bilbao.
Okay, guys, I got another question for you guys, right?
We'll bring out some merch like that. Bilbao ballers.
Balboa and Bilbao.
Yeah. Do you think the Bilbao fans, right, will be supporting Spurs or Manchester United?
I don't think they'll give a shit either way.
considering Man United beat them, I think they'll be.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Well,
saying, right? Maybe Manchester United beat them, they'll all jump onto our side and give them shit.
I don't know. I
But
don't
it's
know.
weird. It's weird though, isn't it? Because there's a genuine hatred for Spurs throughout. It seems like throughout the whole football community, and
Really?
even you people you speak to now who don't like Man United, they want Man United to win over Spurs.
I thought it was the other way around, JP. That's what I've been hearing.
I mean, everyone I've spoken to are like Chelsea,
No, because
Arsenal,
I've been hearing because
obviously
everybody,
Arsenal, but
I know,
Liverpool,
to tell the truth, right?
Liverpool
For us in
fans.
Asia, right? A lot
It's
of
only
the other fans don't want
in
Manchester
England. You
United
mean
to-
in England?
Yeah.
It's only going to be Chelsea and Arsenal fans. Probably want Man United. Man City fans will probably want Spurs to win.
Liverpool
But
fans who want us to win.
Liverpool. So yeah, so I can see we've got Liverpool, Man City cheering for us, and Chelsea and Arsenal will cheer for Man United. It's just, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. That's how it should be. If it was the other way around, we'd be doing exactly the same thing, right? You're telling me we'll be cheering for
True.
Arsenal or Arsenal? It's normal. I don't have a problem with any of that. You know, are we cheering for Chelsea to win the conference? You know,
No,
so
talk about the conference, right? I think Betis will beat Chelsea, guys. You know, they've got Lo Celso is there right now. Lo Celso needs a cup too. You know, Eric Dyer's got
well,
one.
Chelsea could actually complete. They can actually complete every trophy, like won the Champions League, a Europa, and they can complete it with winning the conference, which is an amazing feature. No deny about that. I mean, it's when you think about it, it's a big thing because it's all happened in quite a short space of time. When you actually think about it, they've wanted to win every single trophy if they do the job on the night, which I think they will in the end. Yeah, so yeah, all the Arsenal fans. You can see where all the Arsenal comments are coming. Oh, there you go. There you go. Big up, DJ. Arsenal fan, of course, it's going to say come on United. And the thing is, I know for a fact, right? There's a lot of Arsenal fans actually really hate Man United, and in any other circumstance, they wouldn't want Man United to win. It just so happens it's like, what choice do they have? They have to, in this case, but they are any other time they'll be like they want Man United to lose. And ideally, they want both teams to lose on the night, but how that's going to be possible, I don't know.
Sometimes you can't have
Yeah,
both.
yeah, exactly. So, um, yeah. So, could you imagine that? Just imagine, even for them, poor sods, like they were on the cusp of doing something this season, winning something, and we've been absolutely diabolical shambles in the league. And look at the scenarios created. We're
In
90
our
minutes away.
in
In
our
our worst
worst
season,
in 70 odd
even the
years.
most deluded fan would never have ever said we'd play a final, could win with a trophy, and then it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just there's no logic in football. There really is just completely no logic in football.
Man, I'll take it, JP. I don't care, right?
Brighton have come back to win 3-2. Are you joking?
Yeah, Nick.
Brighton have come back from behind to winning 3-2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were 2-1 down and they've just won 3-2. I know it's a meaningless game for Liverpool. Won the league.
No, but to tell the truth, right? It's going to make our game really difficult when we're gonna play them at home, right? Because they'll be going for the.
But it's okay because we'll be celebrating, so we won't mind. We won't mind making it. We don't mind making it. In that scenario,
We'll play the kids.
when you've won the European trophy, what's 21? We'll make it 22. It wouldn't matter anymore.
We're already at 21, right?
I'll take the 22 with a win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't win, you can imagine the amount of protesting is going to be kicking off.
Well, do you know what?
So
do you know what? Like, I was looking earlier, Ricky, and there's a hell of a lot of seats left for the Brighton game.
Yeah, that'll be rammed.
It depends on Wednesday, right? Wednesday night, if we win, I bet all those seats.
£500 on ticket exchange. Do you know what I mean? So your ticket for £500. You can just see that happening now.
Yeah, but Levy will be up in the prices.
yeah. You just know that. You just know that, yeah. Mate, listen, it's gonna you're right. It's gonna be a long 48 hours because it's like That's all you're waiting for now. There's not really much else to really elaborate on that.
Our
Talking
players, our players have landed, right? With all the pictures that you
Yeah,
sent.
they went,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
went, they went. There's the
I
one.
had some.
There's a
I had,
parade
had
schedule
some
that won't
more,
be on the
but
week.
I had some more, but I only picked out a couple of ones
Yeah.
that had a bit of
That-
meaning.
Interesting, yeah. The interesting ones like Bergval and Madison, right? That keeps Iggy's hopes up for free pineapple.
No,
and
listen.
pizza.
At the end of the day, listen. They could all be just flying out there to be
Yeah,
together
of course,
and to
yeah,
support. I understand that. I'm not under any illusion that it's going to
yeah, but-
happen. It would just be great. You know, there's been some games this season where the starting lineup has happened and thinking, oh, this player's back from injury and no one saw it coming. I would love to be a scenario, that kind of scenario being played. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not suggesting anything. It'd just be great to surprise the opposition with somebody in the lineup that wasn't anywhere inclined predicted that he was going to be there. It'd be brilliant if we can come up with something out of the bag. But 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 the way I see it right at this moment, and like anyone should see it, is that Madison, Bergvall, and Kulusevski. Well, Kulusevski for sure isn't starting. Madison is as far as we know is not going to be in the squad. He's just gone with the team to be there. And of course, there's only a glimmer of hope of Bergvall being in the match. So we have to go with that. And
I think the guys.
I'm of the opinion that you should start.
Yeah.
I know your best team. I get that, but you have to also start your players that are 100% fit. And if you are going to take a gamble, put him on the subs, fire him in 20 minutes. Worst case scenario, what's going to happen? It goes off again. But that's
No,
it is what it is.
the guys following them is very logical, right? If we do win it, right, they will be there to celebrate too. So that's why they're on the plane. As simple as that. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I see it.
Yeah, but do you know what one of the worrying thing is? This guy's on the plane.
Timo, Mina.
He's got the oranges. He's got the oranges in the bag. He's gonna. And listen, I think
He
everyone
was
that's
only there
fit.
for the €3 bag.
Yeah, I think
He's not even,
I think
he's not
unless
even
you're injured,
registered, right? He
I
can't
think
believe it.
unless you're injured, everyone's gone. Unless
Yeah.
you like Kulusevski, every player is on that plane. I think it's right. I think everyone should be there, regardless. And then you have your players that go and start the game. You have your players on the bench, and the players that won't make the bench and will have to sit in the stands. But everyone should be there.
Great. Yay.
Generational.
Yeah.
I think everyone that's got to be there is there. So
Everyone's registered.
what do you guys make? New tracksuits are out, so I can see the merch being. Everyone was
Paraded.
banging on about this tracksuit. I don't know. Do you guys like? I'm not really a massive
There's
fan
the
of it.
dream. There's the dream ticket.
Oh, these are the new tracksuits coming up. All right.
Anyways. Right.
Do you know what I want to see? How's everyone in the chat feeling? What can guys in the chat after smashing a like and doing all of that stuff?
Hit
If you
that
haven't done so already,
Come
can you put down your score predictions for the game? If you want to add the goal scorers for fun, I'm saying add them, but you don't have to. But what are your score predictions? Obviously, put down to who. Sometimes people say 3-2, but we don't know to who. So, like Nick just put down 1-0 to Spurs. That's ideal. So, put down the scores. What you feel. I want to see where your head's at in terms of confidence going in. Are you saying it with chest? You actually feel like you're going to happen? Put us down. Santa mud me, Nick. Do you know what? I don't mind. I don't mind who muds me. Even if it's Werner, I don't really care as long as the trophy comes
Werner
home.
ain't playing. He's
Mud me
registered
all
to
you
play.
want. Mud me all you want.
Rob's going 3-1 United. Aiden's
All
going
the Arsenal fans, I know where you're going to be going at, so it's a given.
And
I would like to know, by the way, if there are any Arsenal fans in the chat that actually think Spurs are going to do it. Like, I'd be interested to see real talk, or the fan in you is too much that you have to go with Spurs losing. be interesting to know. So a lot of people saying Spurs to win. So
3-2 in extra time, man.
man,
I
I don't
don't think
know,
I could take.
Rich. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't
my
think I
heart
could
could
take
take
extra
it.
time
My
on
God.
penalties. You know,
Do you know what, Jason still said that earlier on? 3-3 going to pens, and it feels like
oh,
Vicario's is
that'd be
gonna
wicked.
2-1
Injury
Spurs.
time, top wins.
Nothing like an injury time winner. Nothing. I mean, ask the Man United fans back in when they won the Champions League. Scored
Teddy,
two. Yeah, scored
Teddy, and
two in it. So
Solskjaer.
because there's no comeback from that. But I would take an injury time winner, 2-1 Spurs, 100%.
That's true. That's true.
Um,
I'll take any winner.
so a lot of guys. I don't know. I don't know. Is this overconfidence? It's just people saying it because of what Spurs
Horse,
do.
DJ.
Yeah, they're cool. I didn't doubt it for 1 minute, Marcus. What are you gonna say? There's no doubt. But what I wanted to know, I was saying that there's any Arsenal fans that actually believe that think that Spurs are not believe, but
I
Spurs
think
think
deep
Spurs.
down they would like Tottenham to win. They just
Do you
don't
think
have.
so?
They
I
just
don't know,
don't have.
man. I don't know if
They
deep down.
they don't
No,
have
deep
the
down, they
bold
don't want us to
players.
Do
shit.
you know what? When you haven't won for so long, surely, and Arsenal fans, I don't care what anyone tells me, there's got a lot of Spurs mates. Surely for your mate, just to see one, some of those guys haven't seen their team win anything, man. Like, the other day I saw, Palace won a trophy, they haven't won
Uh,
God knows how long. Newcastle, how long?
Never.
Some people
Never,
weren't even
ever.
alive and they get to see it, or some people are no longer around and they get to see it. So, and Spurs haven't won a 2008 domestic, and in Europe we haven't won a Europa Cup since
Yeah,
1984.
40 years, 41 years. Yeah.
84. So 84, I was 8 years old. I was 7 years old. That's like now I'm like 40
I
years
had my,
later.
I had my appendix
40
out.
years. 40 years. So it'd be
Yeah, I
great.
was
It'd be great. Have a heart.
18 years old then. Yeah. Those were the days.
Well, that 1991 FA Cup was only because we knocked you lot out in the semi-finals, but that's an FA Cup. It's a great cup, but this is Europe, man. This is a European trophy. It hasn't happened since 1984. So,
I'll be at the stadium.
yes.
Oh yeah, I'll be most probably at if you subscribe to my channel, I sometimes do a watch along in the Mamak store, in the Indian Muslim restaurant with the rest of the Spurs fans. Yeah, most probably I'll be there. Right, still contemplating that. Yeah.
I'm
And
having
don't forget, I'm in Malaysia. I'm in Malaysia.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. At the moment, I'm gonna be with my boy watching it, no matter what. I'll be with my boy because if some people say when it happens, I say if it happens. I want to be around my boy. I want to be there where when hopefully he gets to see his team, because he's 15. He's not seen Spurs win a trophy in his lifetime. So it'd be great to be there when it happens. So wherever I am, whether at home or stadium, I'll be with everyone.
And Iggy,
great memories though, because I was there with Cameron when we beat Chelsea at Wembley, and that was like bloody awesome, and it was a great day and stuff, and it was cool to like have it with him. So that's why me and him are going to the stadium, because let's hope we do it. Kind of like in there, it'd be a nice atmosphere, and everyone should be buzzing and stuff.
And Iggy, don't forget,
look at
right?
this. We were just about to wrap up. We were just about to wrap up the show, and here comes Mari.
I gotta give my prediction.
We'll carry on for a few more minutes so we can hear Mari what he's got to say. Mari, man, I don't know how much you've heard, but take it away, man.
Yeah, I've been driving.
Man.
I was driving home. Yeah.
First of all, I'll break it down to three different things. One, how do you see us taking all the information that you've received, like any of us, from Spurs website and all of that, leading up to the final? Do you see anyone like Maddison and Bergvall making it? And how do you feel about us going into it? Obviously, your thoughts and feelings for the game itself. And are we going to do it, Mari? Are we going to do it?
Well, I
Let the illusion begin.
I believe I'm going to go with my heart. My heart says 1-0 Spurs.
Really,
Um,
one, yeah, not.
yeah,
Everyone's saying 3-3, injury time is extra time. Everyone's going for the drama. You're just
yeah.
going 1-0 Spurs.
I think it's gonna be an ugly game, and I think that
Really?
yeah, and I think Sonny, I think Sonny scores the winning goal, and I think we win 1-0. I think in this game, I think Ange is going to. It's a weird parallel universe. He's actually going to allow us to absorb the pressure, and we try to hit on the counter. Um, we're going to be unsuccessful throughout the game until one moment in the 79th minute, Sonny cuts in on a counter and scores. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I see that happening. Um, I said to the I said in the last two shows that I would prefer us because of Madison and Kulu not being there. There's rumors about Bergvall. For me, I would prefer that this would be the game to play a back three of Danzo, Romero, and VDV, with having our creativity come from the flanks with Poro and Udogi, especially Poro, and just whipping in the box for Charleston. I want for Charleston to start because he's getting the air. Solanke, I want Poro having that ball and whipping it in, or Udogi just crashing into the box, finding somebody. But we know Ange won't do that. So for me, I'm hoping that we just absorb pressure. I know that's a big risk because they got Bruno Fernandez, who could score inside the box and outside the box. They got Casemiro, of course. They got Dallo. But
But we got
I-
the Argentinian World Cup winner, and
yeah,
this is we were saying earlier on. Everybody's got to step up, of course.
yeah,
But if you're looking to one player that can lead us to glory simply because he's done it in most recently,
Romero.
it's
Yeah,
got to be the one, right? Surely.
yeah. So I just think it's gonna be 0-0, which is good for us. And I just think, I said in the last show, they have the difference maker in experience, difference maker in Bruno, because they've won trophies, even with Ten Hag. But I think Sonny will leave his Spurs legacy on a good note after a shitty season he's had. He cuts right in and just curls it corner pocket of goal 1-0, and we hold on. We hold on for 1-0. Ugly. We don't give a crap how the game goes. We'll take it. We'll celebrate. We'll drink beers. I'll do the post game show. Um,
Nice.
and we'll celebrate. And so I'm going with my heart, man. I mean, I've already seen one trophy, guys. I'm jealous. It's the Harlan Cup. That's the only thing I've seen. I need to see another, and then will be so awesome after we hoist the trophy. Then June 1st, Paratici comes in and he does his job.
So this is what I was saying, Mari. Like I was making some notes earlier, right?
Mhm.
Saying at the end of it, Ange walks into the press conference afterwards, slams the cup on the table, second
See
year,
ya.
told you, and just walks off.
I'll take
You
it.
know, I'll
I'll
take
take
that
it.
as well. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I'll
I'll
take
take
that.
Sonny scoring a win here. So scoring a winning goal. Say right, my time is done. I will take that as well. I'll take any of that stuff. And like Stel said earlier, if they win the trophy, I'll take anyone leaving. You know what I mean, it's absolutely fine. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem at all. Just do
Uh,
the job, bring the trophy home, and do whatever you.
dude, that day, Wednesday, because some of the chat have mentioned, I'm a huge basketball fan. I'm a New York Knicks fan. So that night, imagine we win the Europa League. I'm hosting the show. We're celebrating. And then as soon as the show's done, because we'll probably go 3, 4 hours. Wow. It's gonna probably go into the basketball game. The Knicks play game one of the Easter Conference Finals. So it's a big day for me. It's a big
Big
it's
game.
a it's a big
I
night.
hope. I
So
hope you booked the day off the next day, my man.
oh man, I'm gonna be wasted Thursday, man. I'm going to be wasted. If Spurs win and then Knicks win, oh man,
Done. Done.
whew, I may have to call in on Thursday. I may have to call in on
I've
Thursday.
I've already taken a day off, Mari.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Ready
I'll
to take
put
the
it
day
in.
off.
I'll put
Yeah,
it in already.
I got the drinks ready. Oh, I'm having my drinks live on stream. If we win the Europa, or I got the rum. I got the Jack Daniels. I got everything.
One.
I just having a solo cup, I mean, I don't know how YouTube does it, but I'll have it a nice red solo cup. What if you see me with a red solo cup or white styrofoam cup? Just know that there's some alcohol in it. There's some alcohol in it. If we win,
Mari,
it's gonna be a party.
Henry Fong TV says Og Anobi is the GOAT, Mari.
Oh, OG, oh yeah, he's the goat. OG, that's my boy. Oh, I'm telling you,
My bad, mate.
I'm
I
drinking.
pronounced it so wrong.
I already got the
Thanks for the
Jack.
super chat, by the way, Henry.
I got the rum. I got everything ready. I got everything ready for Wednesday. I
Right.
mean,
Alex, before we wrap up, big up, by the way.
Yeah, big
Before
up
we wrap
everybody.
up, before we were just about to wrap up, but
Yeah,
as you're here, Salifa, we'll say a few words to you, man. How you feeling for the game coming up? And of course, give your score predictions before we salute everybody.
yeah, big up everybody on the panel and chat. I just honestly, it just hit me that shit. We're actually playing a final in 2 days because before it was just it hadn't settled in. I was just I wasn't nervous. It was just so
Inject
far
it.
away. It felt like when we qualified or progressed through versus Bodo. But now it's like it's within touching distance, and I'm just my nerves every day. I woke up last night just in the middle of the night, just fucking hell. And the first thing I thought about was the finals. All that's on my mind, honestly. And seeing the news with Bergvald now being back, looking okay. Like he looks to be match squad ready. So that just boosts my confidence too. And I think this is the year that we lose the Y at the end of Spurs. Spurs
Oh
that
wow.
Spursy tag is
I've been saying it, right?
this
Yeah,
year.
it'll either take it out or it just becomes bigger. One or the other.
No,
One of
no,
that,
no, no,
honestly,
no.
because
We're gonna take it away, man. I told you, Iggy, it's the year of the birds.
Just the year of the
the year
birds.
of the
The
birds.
year of the birds, baby.
yeah, the cockerel.
Because
Um,
people have said that. Oh yeah, just now with all the underdogs this year seeming to just being able to get over the line, it'll be typical. Us
Tottenham to
not to be the
fuck
only
it up.
ones to not to. But honestly, I don't even think it makes it like less special. But people say, oh, just because so many underdog clubs have won it this year that it suddenly becomes less special for us. Just people don't know what they're on about. But I think this game it'll be more energetic than people think. I think people just expected it to be shit because we're both shit, but we'll just step up, both of us, and I think we'll be the ones that get over the line because we at the end of the day will want him more. I think it'll be about that. We'll want him more, and honestly, I'm predicting high scoring, 2-1 or 3-2 to us, and somebody that we won't expect will score. So that one for me is gonna be Bergwall. Late substitution, he just taps it in, or some screamer, something that just gives us confidence that now
something that we haven't seen all season.
yeah, honestly, something that just that'll be
Oh,
the
not
best goal we've
something.
watched in years.
Maybe it's something.
Oh, something.
Just give me that because I don't want us to. I don't believe we have that in us to come to come back from a 1-0 or even 2-0 like deficit. We must stay in the game, and I believe if we score first and just we'll show that defensive discipline that we've shown in the semi and quarter. So 2-1 or 3-2 Spurs, and I'll be sweating all game. That's for sure.
See, that's another thing with Man United playing their full strength team. They're kind of almost match ready, aren't they? So, and we're notorious for like the first 15, 20 minutes, like
Yeah,
probably letting a goal in or kind of like going 1-0 down.
yeah.
So they'll be hitting the ground running. Hopefully, we're not as cold as we would like. We'll see what happens.
I mean,
Right. The only
And
other thing I wanted to bring up really quickly was Mr. Vertonghen.
Yeah,
He signed off earlier this week, back
Oh,
in
he's
the
retired.
weekend. They had a whole big presentation for him. Lots
Super young.
Dembele there. That's our goalkeeper, isn't it? It used to be our Michel
Yeah.
Vaughan, isn't it?
Yeah, Vaughan is in behind. Yeah,
And obviously a few Spurs players gave out a couple of videos and stuff. But big up to Vertonghen, man.
great player. Great
What we
player,
would
man.
do, what we would
Great
do.
leader.
My prediction is very simple, right? I'm going to be positively deluded the whole way until the finals, right? Until we beat them 4-2, right? That's my prediction. I don't care who scores, right? Just as long as we score 4 goals. And then I want to break that Spursy curse because, right, it started at Manchester United. Remember when Sir Alex Ferguson coined the words, what? Lads, it's just Tottenham. I'm going to turn it around and say, lads, it's just Manchester United. Let's go and smash them 4-2.
United.
Positively deluded, guys. We have to be that, right? Leave our brains behind, right? And just join the party. Woohoo!
Yeah, because honestly, if you don't believe on Wednesday, then when will you ever believe? Honestly,
Yep.
I don't think you just have to drop that realism, everybody, and let yourself believe, honestly, because if you don't, as I said, if you don't believe in an occasion like this, when will you ever believe? So let yourself be deluded. Just it's not. I'm not gonna say back the boys because I hate that term. I can't stand it. But just believe, and remember that nothing's impossible. In football,
Alex.
for us to stand.
Alex, you need to start singing. Don't stop believing.
We'll stand on the right side of history now. I'm telling you now. We'll do what nobody expected us to do at the start of this season. Just
Don't
Right.
stop
Right,
believing.
with Mari
Yes,
singing, we're gonna wrap it up
With that,
because if he's singing like that now, I don't even want to think what
I
it's gonna
hate
be
to.
like.
Oh,
I hate to
Wednesday.
think on
Oh,
Wednesday, eh?
I'm
Wednesday's
singing.
gonna go nuts.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be ballistic. That post game show, if we win, oh man, the place to be will be the Tottenham away post game show. It's gonna be
Yeah.
nothing but drinks.
I think
I
we'll
mean,
get
if I give you a preview of the bottles right here. Oh, the Mexican tequila right here. Ooh, right here.
Is it me or
He
Mari?
drinks ready.
He has got it
Listen,
ready, isn't he?
let- let-
Iggy, what's your score prediction?
oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 3-1 Spurs, man. I think
Hey,
we're gonna do
positively
it.
deluded.
I think we're going to do it, and I do believe that Spurs are going to get over the line this time. It's been such a crazy season. We have no real. I don't even know how we're in this situation, but it's been such a weird season for everyone. We've had new winners, apart from Liverpool, of course. We've had Newcastle, we've had Crystal Palace. I think it's that year where crazy things have happened, and I just hope that on the night we turn it on and go and win it in style. It'd be great to win it in any way, or shape, or form, but to win it in style on the night would be the icing on the cake for me. 3-1 Spurs. Let the delusion begin. And it's like Alex said, we believe. Got to go in there with belief. Otherwise, you can't. You have to go into finals with belief, if nothing else. Not cockiness, not confidence or overconfidence, but definitely with belief from minute 1 to minute 90 or plus.
yeah, and about style, like if we get over the line and if we end up lifting that trophy, then who's gonna mention whether the game was boring or like
It doesn't matter. Finals are there to be. There's a saying we say in Italy: finals are not there to be played; they're there to be won. So we have to
yeah,
just win. Just
exactly.
win the
Yeah.
game. Win the
Just win
game.
it, right? And JP,
Win the
what about
game.
your prediction?
I think it's going to be the 16th, 17th game, and we'll probably nick it 1-0. I understand what guys are saying about it's going to be open. It would, fabulous if it's end to end. I'm not sure my heart can take it, but I think it'll be a stinker, and we'll nick it by the odd goal, 1-0.
And Iggy, your household have 2 trophies then, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like I said, like Stel said earlier, it's got to be. It's got at some point. it's got to be our turn as well. It can't always be.
Yeah, we
Can't
need to
always
break
be
that.
everyone. So
We need to
it's
break
got to.
that cycle.
And
We
I
need to
said
break
to
it.
him, if not in this life, it's going to be in the next. But it's going to be our turn sometime. So
It's gonna happen. Any
yeah, man.
videos in the morning, Iggs?
Yeah, well, leading up to the final, I'm going to do a couple of videos. Obviously, I know my eyes are going to be basically on who's going to be back in time. It's my delusion in hoping that Madison will be in the team.
Madison.
It's my delusion
That's
going
right.
to
That
come
is
into
delusion.
fruition.
That's
I'll
fake
probably
delusion.
I'll probably start doing some Madison
That's fake delusion.
specials, if anything else. But as long as we have at least one attacking midfielder available, and hopefully that Bergveld is the one, just to give us another dimension in that middle of the park would be great. But yeah, for sure, I'm going to do some videos leading up to the final. Of course, Stel's going to bring up some videos from over Bilbao. You're going to be in the stadium watching the game there. You're going to be so there's definitely going to be content coming out leading up to the final, and let's hope we can, after such a shitty, disastrous season in the league, we can really top it with something really
Bring a bit of
special
joy.
on the night. Be awesome. We can do that.
A little bit of joy. Eugene, when you're on next?
Of course, on Wednesday night, your time, right? But it'll be Thursday morning, our
Murray.
time, 3 a.m. Right, Mari, take care, right? I'll be doing the watch along with the viewing party at like I said, Mamak stall in the Muslim restaurant, right? Maybe we'll get a lot of fans screaming and jumping and crying when we lift that trophy, right? That's what I want to see, right, guys? Like I said, positive, deludedly. We have to be positively deluded. That's all. Yes, and we will get it there.
So is there somewhere organised where you're going to go and watch it?
Oh yeah, it's being organized by the Malaysian Spurs, right? So we do have Malaysian Spurs here as an a society kind of thing, right? So it's being organized there, right? So yeah, let's see how that goes, right? And when the time comes, yeah.
Just a quick one before we go. We're gonna big massive thank you for all the super chats.
Yep,
Hey,
yep,
user.
guys. All the guys in the chats.
We've answered Francois's question of predictions, and big up to
Hello,
Guy.
guys.
We big up to
It's going to be in the
Declan.
coaching offices.
Hopefully we will build Bilbao ballers, not Bilbao bottlers. Big up to Henry, and big up to every single one of you in the chat that joined us. And probably gonna watch this stream afterwards. Might not watch it live, watch it, but big up to every single one of you that locked in and are locking in. And make sure you smash that like and subscribe button for our channel, and of course was Eugene's channel also. And wherever you watch the game on Wednesday night, guys, you know what, enjoy it. And like Alex said earlier, just believe for every moment of the game. Live it, breathe it, inject it, enjoy it with the families and friends, whoever you decide to watch it with, wherever you are. Let us know, man. It'd be great to see where you guys watch it afterwards. And final words, guys, before we lock it out.
Yeah, can I just say this? Because I'm not saying believe just baselessly, with no like reason behind it. It's because when we're in a game like this that doesn't come around often, and when we actually have the chance now to get over the line and just end this entire.
Do you know what?
Then
I'm
if you
gonna
believe it,
say this.
it'll feel so much better to watch us come through if you believe it, versus if you're just sitting there expecting the worst during every single minute of the game. Then
Of course, it's a mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, then if the good stuff comes, if the goals come, and if that final whistle blows and we're the ones who get to lift it, then you won't like maximize your experience.
Enjoyment.
You know what I mean? It'll feel so much better just going into the game with nervosity and belief, just both of those things. And
I'll tell you what will help on the day. Listen to that track that Mario was singing. It might help you get into that mindset. Don't stop believing. I can't remember who sings it now. I've got drawn a blank.
I'm gonna go and download it now.
Yeah, it's my journey, guys. All right, go and look for it.
That's it. I had a blank. I know the song because it was played in the last ever Sopranos. How can we forget that James Gandolfini played Tony Soprano, who that song gets played right at the end of it. The Journey, that's it. Make sure you download Journey. Don't stop believing, and then hopefully the trophy will come home, guys. I'm just gonna always end up saying what I always say with any video. As always, forever always, come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, and I will say Levy out.
Big
Goodbye,
up, guys.
everyone.
Enjoy the
Catch
game
you
and
Wednesday at some point.
come on, you
Bye.
Spurs.
Fuck the fucking Spurs.
48 hours.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.